Today, we're going to talk about the possibility of Floyd Mayweather returning to the ring and why we think he should stay retired. Floyd Mayweather has always said that he will give his all in the ring, but if he ever comes back for one last cash grab, it could end in tears and he would be the one crying. Mayweather has made a business out of coming out of retirement. The American knows that a comeback means a money fight, which is something Mayweather knows a lot about. In 2007, the 41-year-old boxer retired for the first time after knocking out British fighter Ricky Hatton with a spectacular check hook in the 10th round. But he was only out of the ring for 2 years. In 2009, he fought Juan Manuel Marquez, an expert counterpuncher, and won with an impressive amount of ease. Marquez was a weaker opponent, but Mayweather looked as good as he ever had. He then beat some of the biggest names in boxing, including Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, Saul Canelo Alvarez, and Manny Pacquiao in a series of easy victories. In a comeback that was a huge success, he won 5 world titles in 2 weight classes and made more money in 10 fights than he had in his previous 39. It seemed like he had never left. Then, though, he left again. He seemed to be done with boxing after beating a weaker opponent, Andre Berto, in a fight that earned him $32 million. This time, he seemed to be done for good. Before the start of the 12th round, which was supposed to be the last time Mayweather would ever sit on a stool during a professional fight, he gave a passionate, teary-eyed speech to his father and head coach, Floyd Mayweather Sr., before fighting the last round of his life, his swan song. That's all. Mayweather ended his great career in 2015, when he was 38 years old and 49-0. Mayweather was no longer at his best. But that wasn't the point. There was one more fight to go, and an opportunity came up that would give Mayweather a chance to make a lot more money than he had before. Conor McGregor, a mixed martial artist with a way with words, verbal jabs, and a deadly left cross that had knocked out many opponents in the UFC, was that chance. Mayweather quit boxing for the 3rd time in 2017 after McGregor stopped the fight in the 10th round. Mayweather won a lot of money, a jackpot that gave him $275 million. But he looked like he didn't have much. McGregor, who was new to boxing and had never even been in a professional 4-round fight, let alone a championship 12-round fight, fought until the 10th round and landed 111 punches, more than any other opponent had ever landed on Mayweather. Mayweather did get the job done in the end, but he did it while looking old and past his prime against a newcomer. In a high-stakes rematch, it became clear that he probably wouldn't be able to compete with top active boxers like Errol Spence Jr., Terrence Crawford, or Canelo Alvarez. So Mayweather hung up his gloves when he was 50-0. And he was the first boxer to make $1 billion. He never lost a fight in his professional career. And when he retired, he barely had a scratch on his face and had made more money than any other boxer. He changed the way pay-per-view works and flew off into the sunset as a filthy rich winner, on his own terms. He now owns the Mayweather Boxing Club in Las Vegas, a strip club called Girl Collection, a garage full of rare million-dollar cars, a billionaire watch worth $18 million, 2 luxury mansions, and 2 private jets. Last year, he even took one of these planes to the other side of the world just to take a picture for Instagram. Still, that didn't seem to be enough for Mayweather, who wanted one more fight under certain conditions that wouldn't count towards his record. After announcing a rematch with his former opponent Pacquiao at a nightclub in Japan 2 months ago, and telling TMZ Sports in October that he would absolutely fight the UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov, Mayweather held a press conference to confirm a comeback against the relatively unknown Ryzen boxer Tenshin Nasukawa, a 20-year-old who likes anime, aliens, and Harry Potter. Within a few days, he said he was blindsided and canceled his show in Saitama City on December 31st. Shannon Sharpe, a popular panelist on Skip and Shannon Undisputed, said on Fox Sports 1, "These things are becoming a farce." Former UFC middleweight Chael Sonnen said in a Twitter video that Mayweather is watering down his own brand. And Ariel Helwani, a respected MMA journalist for ESPN, called it embarrassing. Even so, the fight on December 31st went on, and Mayweather won easily. In the first round, he knocked down Nazukara several times, who was much lighter. When Mayweather tried to raise Nazukara's hand after losing, Nazukara started to cry. Brendan Schaub, a podcaster and ex-UFC fighter, later said that the fight was fake. Can't blame her. It looked fake in so many respects. There are a lot of great athletes in the fight game who take on too many fights because they don't know when to stop. Muhammad Ali, a three-time heavyweight champion, retired after beating Leon Spinks in front of 70,000 fans in Louisiana in 1978. This was Spinks' second loss to Ali. Ali should have stayed out of the ring, but an $8 million offer to fight jab master Larry Holmes 2 years later got him back in. Holmes beat Ali in 10 rounds, even though Ali's hands were shaking and he was stuttering. That should have been enough for Ali to call it quits, but he didn't. In 1981, he fought Trevor Berbick and lost by unanimous decision. Ali is not the only one. Mike Tyson, who used to be known as baddest man on the planet, didn't know when to stop fighting, even though he was humiliated in 3 of his last 4 bouts. If he had fought Danny Williams and Kevin McBride earlier in his career, he might have won against them in 2004 and 2005. Instead, Tyson took those fights, lost badly, and ended his career on a low note. Even the super athletic sharpshooter Roy Jones Jr. should have stopped boxing when he won a heavyweight world title after starting out as a junior middleweight. But even after his important decision win over John Ruiz in 2003, he lost 8 times in 15 years, which hurt his record and legacy. Mayweather could become the next boxing story to teach us a lesson. He wrote on Instagram that he will be coming out of retirement. At the moment, we don't know if he will or not. But one thing is for sure, Mayweather has been boxing's biggest box office draw for more than a decade. But his magic act is getting old. It's time for him to leave for good and go into retirement. If he doesn't, he will probably keep coming back until he loses one day. Then his record, which he has built since 1998 by never losing and never being beaten, will be gone for good. That would be a terrible shame. But Mayweather would be the one who would cry the most. And that concludes our video on why we think Floyd Mayweather should stay retired. Do you agree with our reasons, or do you think he should make a comeback? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more sports content.